I apologize for the delay, but I have the good news that everybody is here, and I'm going to bring them out in a second. On behalf of the Horror Track and our sponsors at Netherworld, I'd like to welcome you all to the first of our True Blood panels for this year. Given that the series just ended on Sunday night, there will be spoilers, I should mention that. I'm sure you all have plenty of questions for our guests, so let's bring them out. First up, he was such a fan favorite that they not only let him live longer than he did in the books, they let him stay fabulous until the very end. You know him as Lafayette Reynolds, Mr. Nelsan Ellis. And next, he may have started as the character you love to hate, but after transforming from a rabid vampire hater to the most unlikely vampire, and then coming back as a sarcastic ghost, you had to love the guy. Ladies and gents, Steve Newlin himself, Mr. Michael McMillian. And last, but don't you dare say least, the lady whose skills we all wish we could channel to land that perfectly executed insult, Fantasia's own Pamela Beaufort, Kristin Bauer van Straten.
I really tried to be smooth with that chair and it did not work.
I did not trust you.
No,
That was so weird. I thought I trusted you.
No.
Now we know.
Okay, to keep this fair and tidy, we're going to form two lines for questions. We've got Laura and Sheila out there. You're going to line up behind them. They're out there walking up the aisles with the microphones. Okay, you're going to line up behind them, and while you guys are lining up, go ahead and jump out if you have a question, because I'm sure you do, right? The show just ended. What was that all about? Okay. And meanwhile, while we're doing the lineup, there have been a lot of plot lines on True Blood and so many characters over the years that have come and gone. It feels like the creators went to great lengths to wrap up as much as they could in the final season. Were there any storylines that didn't make it into the final season that you wish had been resolved? And of the ones that did make it to the air, which storyline ended in the most satisfying way for each one of you? Anybody?
Go for it, baby.
Well, I got a boy toy, so. And he looked it good, didn't he? Nathan Parsons, sexy beast. So I was happy about that.
Yeah, I think the three of us actually lucked out in getting like pretty satisfactory endings. I got two endings, which was nice. I always thought that the, I'm assuming we're spoiler safe here because you're all at this panel. But the one regret that I had when, other than being killed off the show when Steve died was that, or met the true death, was I always thought that he and Sarah should have gone down together.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he got to come back and their fate was sort of entwined in the end.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying you won in the end.
I did. I said that to Anna Camp when we were shooting that scene. I was like, I win. Finally, Steve got a win. That was the only win in the entire series.
And it was a huge win because when she says, you say, what are you happy for? Now you go ahead. She's like,
yeah.
Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah.
She really got what she deserved.
He was so happy.
He was so happy, and so was Pam.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just rich.
I know. So awesome. Yeah, Pam had a really kind of perfect full circle ending from where she started. Everything was back to where it began, but better.
She got the best She got the best lines.
I don't know, you also, I mean, I think we kind of get some good lines.
We do, but your lines. And all the stuff you said about Sookie. Especially about her vagina.
That speech for fairy vagina and her unbelievably stupid name.
Oh my God.
You're the only one who got to talk about Sookie's vagina on the show.
Yeah, just all the fans and me, you know. The topic of the show is really her vagina. It's really about her vagina. Someone had to say it.
Bluntly.
I did call her the C word.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. I
That was
think
a harsh,
you did.
harsh term. Yeah. In season 2. When I pushed her down the stairs.
That was fun.
Oh my God. Are there children in the audience?
Yeah. I guess it's, hey, 10:30, it's okay for fairy vagina, but C word. No, sir. That is where we draw the line. I pulled the punch even, jeez. Well, I guess I know who's least liked on this panel. Oh, whatever.
Okay, we're going to go to some audience questions now. I was supposed to mention this before. I know you're going to take pictures, but please no flash up here. And please don't ask for hugs or ask to come up here or anything like that. You know, this is Dragon Con. You know that already. All right, so we're going to start over here with Sheila.
Hi, I want to just start off with some fluff because you guys are all fantastic and fabulous. I've seen you grow from Amanda Vine's boyfriend to something quite fantastic. And Kristin, you are beautifully badass, but Nelsan, I just have to thank you for bringing so much to a character that has, like, it's truly a credit to your craft to bring so much to a character who wasn't supposed to be around, and you became part of the lifeline of the show, like, needing to be there and grounded as someone who was normal for the most of the show, but then also probably the most normal after. So I really just want to say thank you to all of you. That was my question, is thank you.
I was just acting like my mama.
What if she sees this? What? Okay.
She's in heaven like, my son wearing lipstick and eyeliner and Lord Jesus, I'm so glad I'm here.
You're like, yeah, but I learned it from watching you, Mom.
I got this from you.
That's awesome. Steve Newlin's based on my mom, too. She loves wearing t-shirts on the outside of Oxfords and tucking them into pleated pants. Real high with the bangs.
Really specific clothing choice.
Yeah. Well, I often refer to Audrey Fisher, the costume designer, and I had a thing when I would come in for my fittings for Steve Newlin in season 2 where he's got the pleated pants, and these don't work, but I would call them dad pants. And then I would do the dad pants dance. You would put on the pleated, you had to get them up like here, and then you just did this. It's just billowing, please. so much extra room here, just in case. You need the pants to sell the dance, but it's the dad pants dance.
It's funny because the first season, he takes me back to so many memories. Because, you know, first season they put me in the kilt. The kilt, so I'm looking at him going,
there's a gentleman in the front row wearing a kilt.
I was like, I missed that kilt. The only thing is there's a draft that goes up. I was like, I feel so sorry for women in dresses. Because there's a wind that goes right up there. I was like, ooh.
Good.
Pretty nice.
I spent all of my day wishing I had a draft.
You know? You did. The way you danced, it looked like there should be a draft.
Yeah. It's not so much of a draft as there's like an air pocket.
It's the same air circulating.
And you got some rhythm, homie.
Yeah.
Rhythm going on.
Well, I mean, Steve liked to dance. He got some dance moves in there.
Let's take another audience question over here this time. And if someone wants to line up over there.
Kristin. I was wondering if Pam and Eric might get a spin-off show.
Well, I've been getting asked that, and you know, I just keep thinking if I could have that dialogue and that costumer and that Skarsgård, you know, it wouldn't be the worst thing to ever happen. We had a lot of fun in 7 years, but especially this year. You know, we spent a lot of time together, and as the seasons went and the budget increased, we spent more and more time in every scene, and the days got longer and the nights got more. So, and half of that time, you just hang out and bullshit. And when you're with someone that's fun, you know, we had a lot of fun in Vamp Camp. Remember, it was you, me, Alex, and Anna Camp, and you know, we were Googling toe thumb and misspelled tattoos, and that's the kind of stuff we do on the set. So the answer is it'd be hard to say, to not seriously think about that if that ever happened.
And I could be a ghost that haunts the basement of Fantasia.
Yep, I'm in.
Lafayette, you can come by.
Yeah. We couldn't do it without the whole gang, actually.
I always thought Steve and Lafayette should have met up. Because you had an affair with that Senator Finch, so we know you got a thing for politicians. I thought if Steve didn't meet the true death, that maybe I could have come back to Bon Tomp and we could have dated for a little while.
Well, I don't know, based on these last episodes of me and James, I don't know if you could handle me.
Yeah, he got there first.
It was the dad.
Lafayette is a top lead.
You know you like those dad pants.
Yes.
Steve wins again.
Okay, let's go over here for a minute.
I just wanted to thank you guys for all of the hilarious moments as well as the deep, heartfelt moments. And I would like to ask all the panelists, what was your most memorable on-set moment
or even offset moment with fellow members of the cast?
Well, I know what
Go.
I was gonna answer for you, but well, I mean, when we wrapped Pam
That's what I
was
thought.
a big one.
That was a big one.
I was gonna say, selfishly, it's like when you finish your work on the show, and I had a very, again, anticlimactic version of this because I was killed off. They thought I was never coming back, so I got a cake. And everyone came out, and it was really nice because like Ryan Quanten, who was like working on a different set, came over, and a bunch of the cast came over and said goodbye, and the crew, and there's so many great small moments shooting a show like this. I mean, really, it's a pleasure to go to work every day, but when your time comes, when the end comes for you on the show, it feels like a bit like a graduation, and it's a bittersweet moment, but you're surrounded by loved ones, and so that was really nice. But I also really loved when, because I was there when you wrapped Pam for the last time. That was a really beautiful moment.
It was, wasn't it? It was really intense. It was that Fantasia scene that, you know, we were in together.
That last scene in the finale.
And Toodles is my last line on camera. And it was just, I feel like that's like background music. Can you guys hear that?
It's like sentimental memory.
Yeah, it's like a soundtrack coming in. And so we had done what we call the Fang reference shot for special effects, where we do it without the fangs and then we do it with the fangs and they marry them somehow. And then our AD said, okay, let's get that Fang reference shot. And I said, we did that. And
she's a diva.
Yeah.
She's like, we already did that.
And I see Mark Trapp, who's getting nervous. He's kind of a nervous guy. And he's like, no, we're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again. And he's looking behind me and he's going, no, Kristin, stay there. Don't turn around. And I'm like, oh my God, that was it. And I'm hearing all these feet coming in from behind me because they went to the other stage and got everybody who was working on that in the Merlot set. And
it was like the entire cast.
it was like the
day,
entire
that night.
cast. What scene were they shooting on the other one?
I think they were, I don't know. There's so many scenes in that show.
I know, but it was big.
I think it was part of the wedding.
Was it?
I think it was, yeah. I think they were shooting parts of the wedding.
And I had my fangs in, and I'm in that crazy outfit, and I'm crying and smiling, and I've got these big fangs, and the Steadicam guy had been rolling, so it's all caught on film, and I have the disc on my desk, but it was so emotional, I actually haven't been able to watch it again.
Aww. There was a big group hug.
It was a really huge group hug.
This is what we did at the final table read. I was sitting next to Kristin the whole time you were just crying. Just rubbing your back.
I know, so
It's
sweet.
gonna be okay.
And it wasn't okay.
Spin off, spin off, spin off.
My most memorable moments actually wasn't like set stuff. It's stuff like seeing Anna's babies and going, where did that boy go? Where did that afro come from? Her son got an afro. I was like, where did the afro come from? And seeing Sammy's babies, who are huge boys.
Yeah.
Like, so big. I mean, we had babies, you know, while we were working. You know, these families develop. I was working
That
and the
baby has
dogs.
amazing timing.
And our dogs, because we bring our dogs and our babies is sad. And my dog, I had to ban her because she's so protective. I bring in the makeup trailer and she don't want nobody to come in there. She's barking while somebody come in there. And I miss, and the pranks that our crew does, and I I'm gonna miss, I feel like I'm gonna miss all the I feel like I'm gonna lose all the families that
That was the hard part about leaving in season 6 was it was not so much about like, oh, this is over. I was like, man, they're gonna go one more season. I'm not gonna get to hang out with these guys.
Yeah.
It was so great that I got to come back. It's like I just wanted to see the cast and crew again. And there's that thing where it's like, oh, there's still this party going on, and I can't be that guy who like shows up unannounced at the party. But I really, I'm like, I really want to go by and see everybody.
But you understand, you spend more time with these people than you do your actual families, and which is why you bring your families, and which is why Bridget used to piss me off all the time. I'm like, Bridget, stop giving my son gum. Because it gets in his hair. He goes to sleep and wakes up, and I have to cut it out of his hair. Stop giving him hair. I'm gonna miss Strider.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, Stephen Moyer's kids were babies. And then all of a sudden they were teenagers. Big old, and I'm like, I'm not gonna see them anymore. So that's sad to me.
I know. I saw Sam's boys at one of the parties. You can tell we like each other because we've had 8,000 parties while we were rapping and since we were rapping. And little Gus goes, "Hi, Chris!" So cute. He's 5. Yeah. So yeah, it's a big family. I'm gonna miss the toad of shame.
I'm not. Since I've had that a whole lot.
I never had it
Tell
till.
them what it is.
Okay, so it's our prop guys are so funny, man. They found this roadkill, paper thin toad, like old sun-dried toad, and they laminated it and put it on a necklace. And if you do anything like have your phone go off during a take, or you're late.
Or you're late. Like.
You have to wear the toad.
And then they take a picture of you.
Yeah.
And then they post it.
I think Dennis O'Hare got the toad in season 5 because the authorities set had all these like little wading pools like off to the sides. There was like nice water reflection. And if I remember correctly, he fell into the wading pool, stepped into it, and then they gave him the toad. Him falling into the pool wasn't humiliating enough. Never got it. Never got the toad.
I got it twice my last week.
Really? Phoning it in.
Yeah.
I got it. Oh. A lot.
We're at the 5-minute mark, so I think we have time for one more over here.
Hi there, this question is for Nelsan. You created such an amazing character that's huge and fantastic and fabulous.